would like to issue a challenge to you Christians. Really, a challenge. When I was stumbling in my faith, and I was out seeking desperately, seeking affirmation that all the beliefs that I had cherished since I was 12 years old were true, and that I hadn't just lived the majority of my life following a lie, For me to go out and try to, and it was hard because I had a lifelong worth of conditioning to avoid at all costs anything that disagreed with my beliefs. Run the other way if it disagrees with my beliefs. That's what I did. I was afraid. It was like burning. It's like touching something hot. If it threatened my beliefs, it was, I would recoil. I would recoil. It was that strong of a reaction. So it was really hard. Do not underestimate this. It was really hard, and it would be hard for you too, to actually pick up and read something that doesn't agree with you, doesn't agree with what you've been taught your whole life, doesn't agree with what your cherished beliefs that are so much a part of you. It will be so hard to do this. But in our hard economic times where people are just struggling to put food on the table and keep your roof above your head, are you tithing to your church? Are you in one of those churches that, makes you feel like you have to give a percentage of your income to the church? I know those kind of churches exist. Or even if you're not in one of those churches, and every now and then you go to church and you put a $5 bill on the offering plate. What else could you do with that money that's a little bit better? I mean, how much money between now and your death are you going to contribute to your church, to people telling you that this is the truth, you should follow it, or you're going to perish and be tortured forever? How much money are you putting into this? How much thought? You're driving down the road, or you're at work and you're on your break, or you're lying in bed at night, or you're just, sitting there daydreaming. How much of your precious time on this earth do you spend mulling over heaven, Jesus, the afterlife, what you need to do to get to it, how good of a Christian you are? How much of your time are you spending sitting on a pew in church? You live one time on this planet. How much of that time are you spending in a Bible camp, or at a conference center, or in a Bible study, or sitting in sermons? How many times a week do you go to church? How much of your life are you spending on this? Think about it. How much money, how much time are you spending on this belief system that you cherish so much? How much anxiety are you spending on whether your children become Christians just like you, or fall under the spell of some other lie, some other, belief system that is a lie? What about if they become atheists? What about if they're gay? How much time and anxiety does this church and your religion and its teachings create for you? So, my challenge is, before this book that I've been reading from the last couple of days, Nailed, 10 Christian Myths That Show Jesus Never Existed at All, by David Fitzgerald. See? You can get it on Amazon. It costs about $20. It's not very thick. Unlike so many others that I have tried to read, it's written for the lay person. It's not written for another scholar to impress a panel of peers. It's not written in scholar speak, right? It's easy to read. Anybody can understand it. And from my observation so far reading it, and I'm not a scholar, I'm not a historian, but I am somebody who has read some other books. Tried very hard to read them because it hurt like hell, because I was still a Christian when I read them. But it was really hard. I got information from here and here and here and here and here. This book crams it all into it. This little thin book pretty much crams all of it into one place. And it's written simply. It's written that anybody can pretty much pick it up and read it and understand it. I highly recommend it, but more than that, I challenge you, Christian, before you go another step in your religion and your beliefs, before you contribute another dime to this, before you open your mouth and try to persuade another person into this, read this book. I dare you. I double dog dare you to read this book. Are you afraid? Why, you shouldn't be, because the truth should be able to stand up to anything if it's true. You shouldn't be afraid. You should be excited. You should welcome the challenge. You should go out right now and get this book and read it. Because surely if your beliefs are strong enough, they can endure this book. So that's my challenge to you. Are you going to spend more than $20 the rest of your life contributing to this religion? Then you can afford to buy this book. You'll save money in the end, I think, or at least there's a good chance that this $20 investment may keep you from throwing away your money on something that may just not be true. Would you like to know if your beliefs are true? Does that matter to you? Does it matter to you if what you cherish and hold close to your heart and make a part of your entire identity, does it matter to you if it's true? Because it did matter to me. I followed this religion for a long time. I was 12 years old when I started. Somewhere in my 40s, I'm guessing 45, is when I finally stumbled to a stop. I finally forced myself to touch the hot thing and open the pages and read it, even though it hurt like hell. And watch what I had cherished for my whole life disintegrate right before my eyes. It was painful. It was hard. But looking back, it was the best thing I have ever done in my entire life. Highly recommend that you do this. Highly recommend that you research. And you want an easy way to research? This book is the easiest way to research. There's no excuses anymore. You have Google. You have all kinds of books that you can read by Dawkins, by Hitchens, Dan Barker, Losing Faith in Faith. There are so many books. But this one, if you want a handy little reference, easy to read, has it all in one place, nailed. 10 Christian myths that show Jesus never existed at all. Fictional character. The Gospels. Fiction. Don't believe me? Read this book. Are you afraid? Then maybe you know already deep down that you're not following the truth. The truth would never be afraid. So go for it. I dare you.